I recently built a landing page website for a client that generated him 100K in sales in less than 40 days. And this is exactly how I did it. Now, before I continue, I just want to mention that I've been in the web design and development and brand design and development industry for the past 9 years. So whatever I'm about to say, I'm saying it from experience and not just opinion. Here we go. Number one, your website needs to load fast. There needs to be at least a maximum of 3 seconds load time on desktop and 2 seconds maximum, or 2.5 seconds maximum on mobile. If your website takes forever to load, users will just get tired of waiting, and then they will probably think it's their network and probably go to a new website or say something like, "Oh, I'll come back later," which is very, very bad for business, especially if you're trying to sell a product or a service. If your website is big and there's a lot of heavy files on your back end, this is where you need a skilled um, web designer or developer with experience to help you compress all of those files and make sure that your website loads as fast as possible. This is very important. Number two, show the problem, then the solution, then the end results, and then you sell. Here's the thing, right? People who land on your website know exactly what they want, but for some reason, people don't want to be sold. And look, I can't blame them. Even me, myself, when I'm shopping, let's say on Takealot or whatever it is, although I know that I want something, the last thing I want is ads popping up in my face or marketing texts all up in my face, because I already know what I want. So the only thing that I want is to probably see if that product is good by the reviews or the end results that the products give, or the solution. This way I'll be even forgetting that I'm shopping for something, right? So make sure that you keep that in mind. So don't spend too much time on big fancy words just trying to sell. Literally the first 3 to 5 seconds of your website is what you have to capture and captivate the user and keep them engaging on your website, and eventually direct them to, completing a sale. Number three is call to actions, or CTA. There's literally a psychological study that I studied a few years ago when I was doing some web design course or anything like that. I don't remember really well. What it says is, when you're building a website on a psychological level for users, you need to make sure that every section of your website has a call to action, right? Just imagine your website has no call to action. Someone lands on there and you could be doing everything right, and then they eventually scroll all the way down to the bottom of the footer of your website without even having one call to action, or maybe there's only one call to action in the whole page. That is literally a loss for you as a business owner, because you have missed the opportunity to convert a potential lead to a sale. What happens is, when people are shopping on your website for a service or a product, they are literally visualizing themselves using that product or service based on what they're seeing on your landing page. When you tap into that emotion, you don't want that emotion to disappear. You want to sell while that emotion is there, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not like your product or service doesn't work. It works. But if you miss the opportunity to put that call to action, then that's going to be a huge loss for you. So what you got to do is, for example, if you have a hero section, put a call to action. If you have the next section about us, put another call to action. If you have another section that talks about the before and after results, put a call to action, so that way you can complete the sale and make money. Number four, yes, color psychology is everything. We as humans associate color and shapes with emotions, so it makes sense that we apply color psychology to our website to make it easier for us to sell the product or service that we're trying to sell. Just imagine if you're selling flowers or roses for Valentine's Day, right? And you have a website landing page for that. It won't make sense for you to use brown colors. It will only make sense for you to use colors like red or pink, or red mostly. So color psychology is important, but just remember this. For example, red equals excitement, strength, love. A typical example of this would be Netflix, because their color branding is black and red, which provides excitement. Another good example is the color green. Green can represent healing or health or nature, or quality, right? A good example for this would be Rolex, right? Another example is white. This could represent innocence, honesty, clean, simplicity. Although I don't know if Apple is honest, because those charges are a lot. Anyways, an example would be Apple, right? They have a clean, nice brand identity. It gives you a sense of honesty and innocence and just simplicity. This is why a lot of people love Apple, because it makes them feel like it's so simple to use, yet it gives you all of these amazing features. Number 5 is use visual images and videos. Guys, come on, it's 2025. People are literally used to watching something every 15 minutes to 30 minutes every single hour. We're walking around with TVs in our pockets. So when someone is not on TikTok, they're on Instagram Reels. When someone is not on Instagram Reels, they're on YouTube. When someone is at break at work, they're watching something. So make something visual instead of using too much text, right? Don't use too much text. Use a lot of visuals, and use it in a smart way, right? If you can't show your face, to sell something, then hire someone who can. If you can't hire someone, find videos online. There's a lot of sites that offer free copyright, non-copyright videos and images that you can literally use, compile together, and come up with something really creative. Number 6, keep it short, sweet, and simple. People literally have a short attention span these days, and they don't want to spend too much time reading. Here's the thing: if someone wanted to spend a lot of time reading throughout your website, they would do that, and this is why we have other alternative pages to do that. However, for a landing page, keep it short and simple and sweet. Take advantage of big bold texts, headings with subheadings or short description text. Don't make it very long. We don't want to read. Number 7, make sure it's mobile friendly or tablet friendly. Make sure the user experience is great and the user interface is great on mobile and tablet as well. I don't think it's something unique for us to know that 90% of people, if not 100 actually, or let me just say 80% of people are shopping online using their devices, or they're browsing online the internet using their devices. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of that, because that is going to be your best selling point. All right, this video is already too long. I think I'm going to make a part 2. Leave a comment and your thoughts below about this. Let me know if this helps you. Do you use this or you don't use this? Yeah, see you guys in a part 2.